The silent prison. There was a time in my life when I couldn't look people in the eye. Not because I was weak, not because I had nothing to say, but because something inside me whispered, "Don't speak, they'll judge you, they'll laugh. You'll mess it up." Fear and shyness had me locked in a prison I couldn't even see. And the worst part, no one else knew. On the outside, I looked fine. But on the inside, I was trapped. I remember being in school, or standing at a gathering, or even just trying to make a phone call, and my heart would race. My palms would sweat. 1,000 words would rush into my mind, but not a single one would leave my lips. And if you're listening right now thinking, "That's exactly how I feel," then let me say this clearly: you are not broken, you are not weak, and you are not alone. Fear and shyness are not permanent flaws. They're habits. They're learned behaviors. And like any habit, they can be unlearned, starting today. But let's first be honest about what fear and shyness really are. Shyness is that hesitation that stops you from raising your hand, even when you know the answer. It's that invisible wall that keeps you from saying hi to someone new, from speaking up in a meeting, from standing up for yourself. Fear is its louder cousin. It screams worst-case scenarios in your mind. It tells you that you'll fail, that you'll be embarrassed, that no one will care what you have to say. But here's what no one told me for years. Both fear and shyness are liars. They are not protecting you, they are robbing you. They rob you of opportunities, of friendships, of leadership, of love, of your voice. And the longer you let them stay, the more powerful they become. I let fear and shyness control me for far too long. I thought I was being humble, or quiet, or low-key. But in truth, I was just hiding, and I was shrinking. There was a voice inside me that wanted to speak up, but I buried it under excuses, doubts, and what-ifs, until one day, I saw someone just like me. Same age, same background. But they were fearless. They were confident. They walked into a room like they belonged there, and I asked myself, why not me? That question shook me. It was the first crack in the walls of my silent prison. Why not me? Why not you? Think about it. Confidence isn't magic. It's not genetic. It's a muscle built day by day, word by word, action by action. And if others can do it, so can you. Let me be clear. I didn't kill fear and shyness overnight. It wasn't one big moment of glory. It was a process, a journey. And in this video series, I'm going to walk you through the exact steps I took. Not theories, but real-life strategies. To break free from fear, destroy shyness, and become a confident, powerful speaker. But before we get into the tools and techniques, you must first do what I did. Face the truth. Acknowledge that fear has been in control. Accept that shyness has been making your decisions. And admit that you're tired of it, tired of hiding, tired of staying small, tired of being unheard. Because once you say enough is enough, something incredible happens. You activate the most powerful force within you, desire for change. And let me tell you something. No matter how shy, scared, or silent you feel today, you are capable of transforming. You have fire in you. You have strength in you. You have a voice that the world needs to hear. But you have to make a decision. A decision to stop surviving and start living. A decision to stop shrinking and start expanding. A decision to step out of the prison and into the light, and that decision starts now. In the next part, I'll show you how I turned fear into fuel and how you can do the same, practically, powerfully, and permanently. But for now, remember this. Shyness is not your identity. Fear is not your destiny. Your voice is your power. And your story is just getting started. Turning fear into fuel. When I first realized that fear and shyness had been quietly controlling my life, I felt two things: shame and determination. Shame because I had let fear win for so long. Determination because I knew I had to change that. I had to win now. But the big question was how? How do you stop being shy? How do you defeat fear when it's been part of your life for years? I looked at confident people and wondered, what do they have that I don't? Were they born brave? Did they take a magic pill? Of course not. Here's the truth I discovered. They feel fear too, but they use it. That was the breakthrough. Confidence is not the absence of fear. Confidence is the decision to move forward despite the fear. You see, fear is just energy. It's your body and mind preparing for action. And if you learn how to harness that energy, you can turn fear into fuel. Let me explain. There was a day when I had to speak up in front of a small group. My heart was pounding, my hands were shaking, every part of me wanted to run. But then I remembered something I had read. The body doesn't know the difference between fear and excitement. So I took a breath, and instead of saying, "I'm nervous," I told myself, "I'm excited." I repeated it. I'm excited. I'm ready. This is energy. This is power. It wasn't a lie. It was a shift in mindset, and that small shift changed everything. Because the moment you reframe fear, you take back control. Fear says, what if you fail? Confidence says, what if you fly? Fear says, they'll laugh at you. Confidence says, they'll listen to you. Fear says, you're not enough. Confidence says, you are becoming more than enough. That shift from fear to fuel is not instant, but it's a habit you can build. Here's how I started turning fear into fuel every single day. Step 1. Feel the fear. Don't run from it. Most people try to avoid fear. They distract themselves. They delay decisions. They stay in their comfort zone. But I did something radical. I faced it. Every time I felt fear, I paused and asked myself, what exactly am I afraid of? Writing it down helped. Sometimes it was fear of looking stupid. Sometimes it was fear of rejection. Sometimes it was fear of failure. But once I gave it a name, it stopped feeling like a monster in the dark. It became a challenge I could understand and conquer. Step 2. Take micro actions against it. You don't destroy fear by thinking. You destroy it by doing. I didn't jump into public speaking on day 1. I started small. I made eye contact with strangers. I greeted people in elevators. I started speaking up in class or meetings, just one sentence at a time. Every small action was a brick in the foundation of my confidence. And every time I did something that scared me, the fear shrank just a little more. Fear cannot survive repeated exposure. The more you face it, the weaker it gets. Step 3. Rewire your inner voice. You know that voice in your head? The one that says, you can't do this? That voice is not the truth, it's just programming, so I rewrote the script. Instead of saying, I'm shy, I said, I'm learning to speak boldly. Instead of saying, I'm afraid, I said, I'm growing. Instead of saying, what if I fail? I said, what if I succeed? You don't wait for confidence, you speak it until you become it. Your brain believes what you repeat, so feed it power, feed it strength, feed it belief. Step 4. Celebrate every win. One of the biggest mistakes shy people make is this. They ignore their progress. So I made a decision. Every time I did something brave, no matter how small, I would celebrate it. I gave myself credit for speaking up, for walking into a room, for asking a question, for trying. Because every win mattered. And with every win, I proved to myself, I'm not who I was, I'm becoming someone new. Turning fear into fuel is not about eliminating the feeling. It's about redirecting the energy. Fear used to push me into silence. Now it pushes me into action. Fear used to stop me. Now it reminds me that I'm growing. Fear used to be my enemy. Now it's my signal, a signal that I'm stepping into something powerful. So let me ask you today, what are you afraid of? Is it speaking in public, meeting new people, sharing your ideas, taking a risk? Whatever it is, that's your doorway to freedom. Because on the other side of fear is everything you want. Courage, connection, success, respect, growth, peace. Don't run from fear. Run toward it. Face it. Use it. Let it be the fire that fuels your rise. In the next part, I'll share the exact habits and daily routines that rewired my confidence and helped me break the cycle of silence for good. But for now, remember this. Fear is not the enemy. It's the key. Turn it. Open the door. And step into the life you were born to live. Building confidence one brick at a time. By now you've heard the truth. Fear is not your enemy, it's your fuel. But that truth means nothing without action. So in this part, I want to walk you through the practical, real-life process I used to build confidence, brick by brick, until it became a part of me. Let me take you back to the beginning of my journey. I was tired of being the quiet one. Tired of replaying conversations in my head after they ended. Tired of the missed chances, the unspoken thoughts, and the regret. So I told myself this. If I want to speak like the confident people I admire, I need to train for it, like a skill. Think about it. Confidence is no different from learning a language, playing an instrument, or building muscle. It takes consistency, repetition, and courage. So I created a system for myself. And today, I'm giving you that system. Habit 1, the 5-second rule for action. Fear delays action. So the first habit I installed was to give myself just 5 seconds to act before fear could talk me out of it. See someone I want to talk to? 5 seconds. Need to raise my hand or speak up? 5 seconds. Want to post something online? 5 seconds. Why? Because your brain's survival instinct will try to stop you after those 5 seconds. This simple trick helped me beat hesitation. It forced me to trust my instincts. And over time, it built my identity as someone who takes action. Habit 2. Speak daily, even if it's to yourself. Shyness grows in silence. So I made it a rule to speak out loud every single day. If I had no one to talk to, I would speak to myself in the mirror. I would practice my tone, my volume, my eye contact. Yes, it felt weird at first, but it trained my voice. It broke the silence. And most importantly, it told my brain, I am a speaker. Whether it was ordering food, greeting a stranger, or talking to the mirror, I made it a daily ritual. Your voice is a muscle. Use it daily, and it grows stronger. Ignore it, and it weakens. Habit 3. Build a confidence journal. Most people track their failures. I started tracking my wins. Every night I wrote down 3 things I did that took courage, even if they seemed small. I made a phone call I was avoiding. I introduced myself to someone new. I posted a video even though I was nervous. These wins became proof. Proof that I was growing. Proof that fear was shrinking. Proof that I was changing. Confidence comes from evidence, and that journal became the evidence of my transformation. Habit 4. Positive identity affirmations. I didn't just want to act confident, I wanted to become confident. So I started feeding my mind new beliefs. Every morning, I repeated powerful affirmations like, I speak clearly and confidently. People want to hear what I have to say. I am calm, strong, and bold. My voice matters. At first, my mind resisted. It said, that's not true. But I didn't stop, because confidence isn't about where you are. It's about where you're going. I wasn't lying to myself. I was leading myself. Every word you say about yourself becomes a brick in your identity. Choose words that build, not break. Habit 5. Controlled exposure to discomfort. Here's a truth you must embrace. You cannot grow if you are always comfortable. So I made a list of things that scared me just a little. And I started doing them one by one, asking a question in a crowded room, making a video and posting it, starting a conversation with a stranger, taking a leadership role in a group project. Each task was a brick, small but powerful. And with each one, my comfort zone expanded. What used to terrify me became normal. What felt impossible became routine. Growth lives on the other side of discomfort. And every time you step into that space, you build real confidence. Confidence is not about becoming someone else. It's about becoming the boldest version of yourself. And seeing others in action showed me what was possible. The big shift. Confidence is who you decide to be. At some point, I stopped waiting to feel confident. I just decided this is who I am now. And from that day on, every action, every thought, every habit followed that decision. You don't wait to become confident. You decide it, you practice it, and then you live it. So here's your mission. Pick 2 of these habits and start them today. Not tomorrow, not next week, today, because every habit is a brick. And brick by brick, you are building the new you. A version of you that speaks with clarity, walks with purpose, and lives with confidence. You're not shy. You're becoming strong. You're not afraid. You're becoming bold. Remember this. Confidence is not something you find. It's something you build. One habit, one moment, one brick at a time. Rejection, embarrassment, and failure. The turning point. There's a part of this journey no one likes to talk about. It's not pretty, it's not fun. But it's real, and it's this. You will mess up. You will feel embarrassed. You will get rejected. You will fail. But what you do in those moments, that's what separates the confident from the afraid. I want to tell you something that changed my life. Let me tell you a story. It was a simple conversation. I had finally gathered the courage to speak up in front of a group of people. My voice cracked. I forgot my words. Someone smirked. I turned red. And when I sat down, I felt like I just made a complete fool of myself. My first thought, this is why I don't speak. I wanted to disappear. Go back into my shell. Stay safe. But something inside me whispered, or you could learn from this, grow from this, get stronger because of this. That whisper changed my life. Rejection isn't the end. It's the beginning. We've all been there. You try to start a conversation and the other person ignores you. You apply for something and get turned down. You open up and get laughed at. You share an idea and it gets rejected. It hurts. It stings. But here's the thing. You're not being punished. You're being prepared. Rejection is part of growth. Every confident person you admire has been rejected hundreds of times. The difference is they didn't stop, they kept going. They kept learning. They kept believing that rejection wasn't about their worth. It was a lesson, a redirection, a refinement. Embarrassment is a sign of courage. Yes, you might say the wrong thing. Yes, you might stumble on your words. Yes, you might feel awkward. But do you know what that means? It means you tried, and most people don't even try. Embarrassment is not a weakness. It's a sign that you are pushing beyond your limits. It's proof that you're in the arena, not sitting safely on the sidelines. Failure is a master teacher. The first video I posted online, hardly anyone watched it. I got awkward comments. One person even said, "Stick to your day job." I could have stopped right there. But instead, I watched that video 10 times, not to criticize myself, but to learn. What can I improve? What did I do well? How can I level up? Every failure became feedback. Every setback became a setup for growth. How I trained myself to embrace rejection, embarrassment, and failure. 1. I started seeking discomfort on purpose. I introduced myself to strangers. I posted thoughts online. I volunteered to speak. I knew rejection might come, but I also knew confidence was on the other side. I changed how I defined success. Instead of saying, "Success means I didn't fail," I said, "Success means I showed up, spoke up, and learned something." 3. I used the rejection tracker technique. Yes, I made a list of every rejection I got. Why? Because it meant I was taking bold action. The more rejections I collected, the more courageous I became. Eventually, those rejections turned into breakthroughs. I visualized worst-case scenarios and survived them. What if I say the wrong thing? So what? I'll correct myself. What if they laugh at me? Let them. I'll laugh too. What if I fail? Then I'll get up, learn, and try again. By facing the worst in my mind, I took away its power. Reframe these words forever. Rejection. Redirection. Not no forever, but not this one. Embarrassment, ishkus, evidence of courage. You stepped up, that's power. Failure, feedback. It shows you how to succeed better next time. The turning point. I want to tell you the moment I knew I was no longer ruled by fear and shyness. It wasn't when I gave a perfect speech. It wasn't when I got applause. It wasn't even when people complimented me. It was the day I embarrassed myself publicly. And instead of hiding, I laughed. I stood tall. I kept going. That was the turning point. Not when everything went right, but when everything went wrong and I didn't give up. You're going to be rejected. You're going to feel awkward. You're going to fail. Good. Because that means you're in motion. That means you're alive. That means you're growing. Confidence is not built in comfort. It is forged in fire. Let every setback shape you. Let every no strengthen you. Let every mistake teach you. You are not here to be perfect. You are here to be powerful. And the most powerful people you will ever meet are the ones who faced rejection, embraced failure, and kept showing up. You can do the same. And in the final part of this series, I'll show you how to stay unstoppable for life, how to turn this transformation into your new identity. But for now, remember, fear may visit, but it no longer owns you. Rejection may sting, but it no longer stops you. Failure may come, but it only makes you better. You are no longer who you were. This is your turning point. Becoming unstoppable, the new you. You've heard the truth now. You've taken action. You've faced fear. You've battled rejection. You've turned failure into growth, and you've built confidence, one brick at a time. But there's one last thing I need to tell you, something that will change everything. This transformation isn't just about feeling good for a moment. It's about becoming unstoppable. It's about making confidence a permanent part of who you are, no matter what. Because here's the thing, you will face new challenges. You will face doubt. There will be moments where fear tries to creep back in. But when you are truly unstoppable, fear doesn't have power over you. You have power over it. The key to becoming unstoppable: ownership of your identity. Do you remember the first time you decided to step into confidence? When you told yourself, "I am no longer the shy person. I am someone who speaks up, takes action, and faces life head-on." That decision was the start of everything. But to be unstoppable, you have to claim that identity every single day. Being unstoppable isn't about doing something once. It's about who you are in every moment. Let me explain. When you step into a room, own the energy. When you speak, own your words. When you act, own your decisions. You are no longer someone who waits for life to happen to you. You make life happen for you. The power of consistency. If you want to stay unstoppable, you must stay consistent. It's not about big actions every day. It's about small actions done regularly. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep showing up. When you keep showing up, no matter what life throws your way, you start to build momentum. And momentum, my friend, is what makes you unstoppable. Build a daily routine of success. To stay unstoppable, you need to create a daily routine that fuels your mind, body, and spirit. Start your mornings with power. Do something that aligns with the person you want to become. Whether it's a morning workout, a powerful affirmation, or journaling your goals, start your day with intention. How to handle new challenges, like a pro. You might be thinking, I've learned all this, but what if a new challenge comes up? What if I mess up again? That's the key right there. What if? What if you succeed? What if you rise higher than ever before? What if you're stronger than you think? The truth is, challenges will never stop, but now you handle them differently. Here's how. 1. Reframe your thoughts. When you face a challenge, remind yourself, challenges are not roadblocks, they are opportunities to grow. Every challenge makes you sharper. Every obstacle teaches you something new. 1. Visualize your success. When faced with fear or doubt, close your eyes and picture the successful version of you. The version of you who faces the challenge, embraces the discomfort, and wins. Take action, no matter how small. Don't wait for the perfect moment. The moment you take action is the moment you take control. Even if it's a small step, take it. And watch how the momentum starts to build again. The new you. Living with purpose. Becoming unstoppable means living with purpose. It's no longer about waiting for the right time or perfect opportunity. The time is now. You've built confidence. You've faced fear. You've turned failure into fuel. And now, you step into your life with purpose. The power of self-belief. Let me leave you with this. The foundation of being unstoppable is self-belief. You might not have it all figured out yet, but you have everything you need to keep moving forward. You have the courage to take risks. You have the strength to handle failure. And most importantly, you have the heart to keep going. Here's what you need to remind yourself every single day. I am capable, I am worthy, I am unstoppable. You don't need permission from anyone to be great. You are already destined for greatness. The only thing you need to do is believe in yourself and keep moving forward. Final thoughts, this is just the beginning. So here's where we stand. You've learned how to defeat fear. You've learned how to overcome shyness. You've transformed failure into growth and rejection into opportunity. You've built confidence from the ground up, and now, you are unstoppable. This journey doesn't end here. You'll continue to grow, learn, and face new challenges, but now you'll face them with the mindset of a warrior. Remember, the version of you that you used to be is now gone. The new you, you're powerful, you're confident, you are unstoppable. So take a moment, look in the mirror, and say it with me. I am unstoppable, and nothing can stop me. This is just the beginning of your journey. The world is waiting for you. Now go and make it yours.